All right, folks, we begin today the 24th chapter. In the 23rd chapter, we spoke about how we can become united and one with God through the study of Torah, as we're doing now, complete perfect unity, and through doing the act of mitzvahs. Likewise, in our very physical being, we become united and one with God, not only in spirit. In this chapter, we speak about not the connection, but disconnect. 365 prohibitions of the Torah and the rabbinic prohibitions are the very contrary to the divine will. It's exactly the opposite of what God wants. He doesn't want it. It represents a complete separation from His unity and oneness. What does that mean? It means as follows. It's a vital, everything that we have in our lives is a vital force that comes from God. So when we do a mitzvah, we study Torah, as we explained in the previous chapter, we become united in one, meaning the vital force in our lives in that moment is godliness. But then when we do something that's au contraire, one of the prohibitions, then it means a disconnect from God. How does that work exactly? God creates klipa, sitra acher. We even call it avodah zarah. Why is it called idolatry? Why would klipa, which is just the physical world as God creates it, why would that be called idolatry? Because the power within it has a sense of its own identity, a sense of its own independence, and this is exemplified by an individual actually in the Torah called Bilam. Bilam was a prophet, a non-Jewish prophet, even though he's a person, but yet he exemplifies what it means, klipa. What does it mean? So with this we can understand the concept that Bilam had his own will and desire. He wanted to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish, which was ultimately to curse the Jews. But God said to him, no, you're only a vessel, a vehicle to fulfill my desire as a prophet of God. And therefore, he could not go against the will of God. But this is yet idolatry. Why is it idolatry? Because he has his own will and wish, his own separate identity that he feels that I am, and that God is distant in the sense that God is not immanent within and a part of him, that therefore God's will would be his will. No, he has his own will, his own desire. That is an embodiment of klipa, of sitra acher, of the other side, of what we call avodah zarah, idolatry. Idolatry means here a sense of independence. So that's who Bilam. He had his own sense of independence, therefore he had his own desire. He wanted to curse the Jews. But God doesn't let him, because he can't violate the will of God, because he recognizes that God is the truth. Where does he get his vitality from? Not directly from God's holiness, from his countenance, as we do when we do a mitzvah, as we're doing right now in the study of Torah, or when we give charity or any other mitzvah. He's getting from the hindsight, the outer part, the hindermost aspects of the divine will, that is only a means to an end, but not an end in itself. Now that's Bilam, who's the embodiment of klipa. But when we choose to do the wrong thing, then we're worse than even klipa itself. Because Bilam could not rebel against God, ultimately. Klipa, which he is the embodiment of it and the representation of it, cannot rebel. But we could. We could do the contrary of what God wants from us. And in that respect, we're even worse than klipa itself, because we're completely separated from God. In that moment, denying the very existence of God in our reality in that moment. And therefore, completely disconnected. That's today's thought. It's a brief one, powerful. Yeah, Stephanie from Bloomington, Illinois. Yes, we've said hello. We said already hello. Joyce from Arkansas. Say hello again. Elijah, hello. Carla from Brazil, welcome. Marcia from Brazil also. Daniel, welcome. And Jordan from Montreal. And Parrots, thank you all for joining. So that's the brief idea today. Tomorrow we'll discuss how's it possible that we can be delusional like that. If Klipa itself cannot rebel against God, yet it's Klipa because it has its own sense of identity, its own sense of desire, as again represented by Bilam. But if that's the truth, then how is it possible to be delusional and go against the will of God? More on that to come. I was just at the oil where I put in blessings for everybody. Those are all connected in the work that I do, and you're all connected. So y'all got a blessing. And God willing, that blessing will continue. Folks, don't forget that you can watch a 1-minute synopsis of the Daily Tanya on Tanya Rabbi, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Twitter, and please join and follow. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from New York, from the oil of the Rebbe, going to Crown Heights. Wishing you a great day, a Shavua Tov, blessings and success in all. Have a wonderful day. Be well.